So the Celtics top the Bucks here at TD Garden. Game 7, they are on
Buck
to
Hunters.
Philadelphia. Jimmy,
No fear for the deer.
what is it going to take for the Celtics to top the 76ers?
Ooh, what's it going to take? It's going to take a lot. I'm going to tell you what. It's going to take. These guys are going to have to dig a lot deeper than they dug in against the Bucks. They are the underdogs in this series, even though they are the higher seed, because without Kyrie now, things are obviously changing.
Better
That
defensive
being
team,
said,
too.
that being said, how many times have we written the Celtics off? So many times. So I'm not ready to write them off yet. I know that, and I'll also say this: like everything from this point on, to me, is like a bonus. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that they're expected now to. I think they were expected to beat the Bucks, regardless of who was, with the roster that they had. I'm not sure they're expected to beat the Sixers with this roster. So you kind of take everything, as a positive going forward. You don't want to get blown out for sure.
No matter what happens, you shouldn't be disappointed. Right.
Yeah, you really shouldn't be too disappointed because you got this far with everything that's gone on this year. So I think you got to just kind of look at that series that way. But that being said, I mean, with the way these guys did play in Game 7, if Horford, I mean, we got average out went to savage out.
I
so
like that, Jimmy.
So average to savage. I did not
yeah.
coin that phrase, but
Oh, you did?
I like it though.
Okay, we'll use it.
And Rozier, the way he played.
Yep.
Tatum looked like.
I think that's the key is
hitting
just
on all
being
cylinders.
consistent, especially on the road, because Terry's been was inconsistent in the Bucks series,
Especially on the road, you're right.
especially on the road. The young guys were rattled on the road. They're gonna get rattled in Philadelphia. Trust me, that crowd is crazy, Jimmy.
That crowd,
Much crazier than Milwaukee.
the people there
Much crazier.
are just.
Milwaukee's
insane.
pretty loud. Don't get me wrong. They were pretty loud,
Well,
but
I
Philly,
was shocked by them, but
Philly's
I
Philly
vicious.
fans are the worst.
Philly's
Philly
vicious.
fans
And you know
are
what?
Vicious. They're drunk. They're lewd. They're mean. They're crude.
They're also
Nick's
soft.
talking from experience. He used to be one of those
They're also
drunken,
pretty
lewd
soft.
people in the crowd, actually.
Well, they're
As
not
soon as
used
you
to
say
winning,
something
Jimmy.
negative about anybody in
They're
Philadelphia,
not used
they
to
like
winning.
jump down your throat, like come at you with like pitchforks. Nobody can.
I could name 3, but he's a mediocre.
All right,
rapper.
let's
He's a mediocre
change this from
Mediocre
trash
meat.
the Sixers fans video
but-
into back into a preview.
All right, give me some keys then, Nick.
It
Give me
is
some keys.
applicable. I
Give
mean,
me some
because
keys.
the young guys cannot get flustered. The ball has to continually go through Al Horford's hands. I say this over and over and over every
does.
video. It has to, whether he's bringing the ball up the court, whether he's initiating the offense, or whether it's from the post. Now, I don't think you're going to see that post-up game we did versus Milwaukee versus Embiid and the Sixers.
I'm nervous about Embiid almost more than Simmons. I just think he's a force down there, and I'm worried that he's going to just do work on guys like Horford if they are matched up against him.
Or even guys like Tatum who are going to try to take it to
Well,
the rim.
where does Shemi Ojale fit into all
X
this?
factor on
I think
defense.
he's
Yeah.
huge in this
He's
series,
They're going to use him
Especially in
similarly
switches.
on Simmons, I think.
Right,
like they did on
absolutely.
Exactly.
Giannis.
Yeah, you'll see something very similar. We saw what Al Horford had to say about him.
Shemi is probably the guy that we need to be talking about because defensively we're not able to do all the things we were able to do without Shemi.
I also think that the Philadelphia's defense is way different in comparison to Milwaukee. I mean, this is a much tougher defensive team, right, guys?
I know that.
Yes.
I'll go back to Shemi much tougher, but let me go back to Shemi 1 second. He may be the first player in Celtics history that will score more points, have more statistical feats in the playoffs than he did in the regular season because he spent half the season down in Maine or up in Maine or wherever.
It's a testament to himself.
Being
to,
ready.
Be ready. Yeah, exactly. And he's more than ready. I mean, in this series, everyone after Game 7 was commenting on how he pretty much changed the series and kind of propelled them over
Did
that
it remind
top
you
there.
of Jay Crowder just a little
Yeah,
bit?
it does.
did.
A little
Definitely
bit.
does.
Yeah, yeah, a
Less
little
of an
bit.
offensive game to him, but
Less of an
same
attitude
body
to him,
style. That intensity on
Yep.
defense, and he's smart. I think he's
Very
very
smart and
communicative out
ready.
there.
Yeah.
So
And there's no question home court certainly play a key in this one as well. What this team looks like at TD Garden. Guys like Terry Rozier. Even Al Horford. Al Horford did put up a good performance in Milwaukee, but let's face it. I mean, when these guys are at home, you see them bring it to another level, especially Terry Rozier.
yeah, you see the role players. I think really feed off of the home crowd too. Those guys seem to step up,
Especially
not just
in
in
the
the Celtics,
playoffs,
but look at the Bucks. I mean, those guys. They were a lot of
Thon
times
Maker.
no shows in Boston.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's good for the Celtics that they do have that home
I
court
don't know
advantage.
about you guys.
It might come in handy down the stretch.
I'm going to miss Coach Prunty.
Why?
You might never see that guy again.
I can see
take
him
that
every
back.
time I turn on Tyree's Twitter
I
feed.
take
I
that
see
back.
Him. He looks just like
he
Tyree.
might be working at Staples in a few weeks.
Oh!
so.
On that note.
It looks like he came from Staples.
Is he going to do a commercial? Is that what he's going to do? That's his next gig?
It does look like
Real
he
quick,
works-
guys. Real quick.
Not to say anything wrong with Staples.
Prediction.
I say Sixers in 6.
Jimmy?
I like that. I'll go Sixers in 6 too.
I'm going Celtics in 7.
Ooh,
wow,
that's right.
Either way, now listen, we'll be there
Celtics
because
in
we're definitely traveling down to Philadelphia.
Okay.
We'll be here in Boston, so if there's a 6 or 7, we'll be there.
All right, sounds good. He said it. He's Nick Gelso, Jimmy Toscano. I am Joseph Pavon, CLNS Media.